Video of ours, we are going to learn about another type of animal tissue, that is connective tissue. So connective tissue, as the name suggests, it connects different things. So it is connecting different things, different organs in our body. That's why it is called connective tissue. And there are various types of connective tissue. So let's see what are the characteristics of connective tissue. Now, if you see the characteristics of connective tissue ranges from avascular to highly vascular, and the composition is mainly of non-living extracellular matrix. There is a matrix, fluid medium, wherein the cells are present. So this is extracellular material and which is called matrix. And this is separating the cells of the tissue. So cells are separated by this extracellular fluid medium, which is called matrix. The location, it is present in between different tissues. Because it is connective tissue, so it is present between the tissues and organs. It can be found in and around the body organs. Skeletal tissue present in the form of bone and cartilage. As I told you, connective tissue is of different types. So bone is one type of connective tissue, cartilage is one type of connective tissue, blood is one kind of connective tissue, lymph is there. So it can be in the form of a hard bone and cartilage, or it can be in the form of the fluid connective tissue. So skeletal connective tissue are the tissues that is bone and cartilage, and fluid connective tissue are the lymph and blood. Now, what are the functions? The functions are bone, as we all know, is the structural framework of the body. So the main function of this connective tissue is to establish the structural framework of the body. And they are also responsible for transporting fluid and dissolved materials, because blood is also one type of connective tissue, and blood is transporting all the essential materials like oxygen, glucose, that is a food molecule, to all the different parts of the body. So the main function of the blood is to transport material. Then they are also protecting organs. They are supporting, surrounding other tissues, and they are storing energy also. There is one connective tissue which is called adipose tissue, which is present below the skin, and it is to store the fat. So it is storing the energy. And they defend the body from microorganisms, because the lymph is also one kind of connective tissue, and they are there for the defense mechanism. So this is skin, that is the below the skin, that is areolar tissue. So you will find fibroblasts, macrophages, mast cells, fat cells. So these are the cells which are present below the skin. The different types of connective tissue, we can divide them into three major types. One is the proper connective tissue, which are there to connect. Then there is supportive tissue, and then there is fluid tissue. So if we see the proper connective tissue, we will see the areolar, the adipose, white fibrous, yellow elastic, and reticular. So these are the tissues which are present below the skin, and they are there to connect, proper connective tissue. Then if we see the supportive tissue, there is cartilage and there is bone. In cartilage, depending on the what type of fibers they are present, what type of material it is, the matrix there is present, they can be divided into hyaline cartilage, fibrous cartilage, and calcic cartilage. Bone is the hard type of connective tissue, and bone can be divided into compact and spongy bone. Then third type of tissue is the fluid tissue. Fluid tissue is where the tissue is in the form of fluid. So it is blood and lymph. Two types of fluid tissue are there, blood and lymph. And in blood we will find the blood plasma, 55% is the plasma, and 45% are the elements, which are RBCs, WBCs, and platelets. Now see, This is they have shown the arm of the human being, and here we are seeing the different types of connective tissue. The adipose tissue is there, which is below the skin, which is there to store the fat. Then there is mm, cartilage is present. Cartilage is connecting the two bones. It is the connective tissue, which is soft connective tissue. So cartilage is there. Then there is bone. The bones are present. Then blood is there. And then loose connective tissues are present inside the skin. And then there are fibrous connective tissue, such as tendon. So they are also present there. Tendon is the connective tissue which is connecting the bones with the muscles. And ligament is the connective tissue which is connecting the bone with the bone. Now, the connective tissue can also be divided into loose and dense. Loose and dense, as the name suggests, the elements, the cells are loosely arranged in loose connective tissue, and in dense, they are compactly arranged. So in loose, the areolar, adipose, these are the tissues which are loose connective tissue. And in dense connective tissue, there are two types, dense irregular and dense regular. So in dense regular, the fibers, the collagen fibers are arranged in a regular form. The diagrams are given, they are arranged in the regular form. And they are the tendons and the ligaments. Whereas the irregular connective tissue, the collagen fibers are irregularly arranged, they are loosely arranged, and they are in the irregular pattern. There is no regular pattern in which they are arranged. That's why they are called irregular, dense, irregular connective tissue. Now, loose connective tissue, loose is the cells in the matrix are widely distributed and the fibers are loosely woven. So, that's why they are called loose. It generally connects and supports various tissues and organs and help them to resist strain and displacement. And if you see the dense connective tissue, here the fibers dominant over the cells and the matrix in the quantity. The fibers may be regularly arranged or irregularly arranged. If they are regularly arranged, then we say dense regular connective tissue. And if they are irregularly arranged, we say dense irregular. Now, see the first type of tissue, which is loose connective areolar tissue. Now, if you see the structure of the areolar tissue, they are the simple and most widely distributed connective tissue. It has homogeneous, transparent, semi-fluid, gelatinous matrix. Homogeneous is same kind. Transparent, you can see through it. It is a semi-fluid and gelatinous. The material is like a gelatin. Now this matrix contains, the matrix of this areolar tissue contains various types of cells. And these cells are fibroblasts, macrophages, mast cells, lymphocytes, fat cells, plasma cells, and then there are various fibers also which are present in this, like white collagen fiber, yellow elastic fiber. Now fibers are loosely arranged, that's why they are loose connective tissue, and there is a space between the fibers. Areolae, which derives its name. Actually the areolae means the space. So that's why it is called areolar tissue. Now location is, it is found continuously beneath the skin. So below the skin you will find this tissue, loose connective tissue, and there is space between the many organs. Whenever there is a space between the organs, you will find the areolar tissue, and between muscles you will find it peritoneum and mesenteries. So these are the places where you find this areolar tissue. And if you see the function of these areolar tissue, they bind tissues together, they engulf bacteria because they are having the macrophages, so they engulf bacteria. So they are defending, they are protecting our body from the foreign germ cells. So whenever there is entry of any bacteria, they engulf it. Engulf means they eat it, and the damaged and dead cells also they remove. They secrete heparin and histamine. The mast cells are present in the areolar tissue which secrete heparin and histamine. Heparin is an anticoagulant, while histamine causes inflammation reactions. Whenever there is a allergy in your body, the inflammation is called, the skin becomes red, rashes occurs. That is all because of the histamine. So antihistamine tablets are taken for the allergies. So this is the histamine which is also present in this loose connective tissue. Now they produce antibodies. Antibodies are the special proteins which are formed in our body in response to the antigens. Antigens are the foreign bodies. So whenever there is any foreign body in our body, the body responds to it by forming antibodies. So here you will find neutrophils, eosinophils, elastic fibers, fibroblasts, macrophages which engulf the bacteria, mast cells which are having the stamens, fat, loosely arranged structures in the areolar tissue. The next loose connective tissue, that is adipose tissue. Now adipose tissue is also present below the skin, and it is a modified form of areolar tissue that contains large number of fat cells, and these fat cells are called adipocyte cells. Now adipocyte is a large spherical or oval shaped cell with large fat droplets. It is causing shifting of nucleus to the periphery of the cell. So large fat droplet comes in the center of the cell and the nucleus shifts to the periphery. Two types of adipose tissue are there, that is the adipocytes are there, white and brown. White contains one large fat droplet, whereas brown contains number of small fat droplets. And where is it present? It is present beneath the skin in dermis, mesenteries, around kidney, heart and eyeballs. What is its function? It synthesizes, stores and metabolizes fat. It is a considerable source of energy. Whenever there is extra nutrients, extra food in our body, that gets converted into fat, and this fat is stored in our body in the form of adipose tissue below the skin. That's why you will find that the obese people, the fat people, they look fat. Why? Because of the deposition of these adipose tissue below the skin. It acts as a shock absorber. Naturally, when there is a cushion of fat, it acts as a shock absorber around kidney, heart and eyeball. And it prevents heat loss by forming insulating layer. The insulating layer is formed, it's like a thermos, so it will not let the heat go out of the body. Now see the structure of the adipose. This is below the skin. The adipocytes are present, and these adipocytes are having the fat globulate. So this is the fat cell is there, and the nucleus has come to the periphery. So this is the adipocytes in the adipose connective tissue. Now see the supportive. So in fluid we have done, in loose we have done two types. One is areolar tissue and one is adipose. Now comes the supportive connective tissue. Supportive connective tissue are of two types, cartilage and bone. Cartilage is a solid rubbery matrix. The nose, the ear, this is all cartilage. The connection between the vertebral column, the vertebrae, between the vertebrae in the vertebral column, this is all cartilage. Then bone is solid, crystalline and matrix. Crystalline matrix is present, whereas in case of cartilage, rubbery matrix is present. Now see the difference between bone and cartilage. Bone is hard, cartilage is soft. In bone, matrix has an inflexible material, the ossin, whereas in cartilage, the matrix has a flexible material, which is chondrin. Matrix always contain calcium salts. In case of bone, calcium salts may be present or may not be present in case of matrix of cartilage. In case of bone, the matrix occurs in lamellae. In case of cartilage, matrix occurs in a homogeneous mass, whereas the lamellae are absent. Osteocytes gives off protoplasmic processes. Osteocytes are the cells of the bone, whereas in case of cartilage, chondroblasts do not have protoplasmic processes. Now, lacuna gives off canaliculi, have rich blood supply between bone and cartilage. This one, cartilage is a tough, hard, but a flexible like this. You can move it. It is flexible connective tissue. It can resist the strain and can absorb mechanical shock. It consists of solid or semi-solid matrix in which cartilage cells. Now, what are the cells which are present in cartilage are chondrocytes. So, chondrocytes and fibers. These two things are present in a solid or semi-solid. Mostly it is semi-solid matrix in case of cartilage. Now, cartilage is enclosed in a sheet of white fibrous connective tissue called below the perichondrium. There is layer chondroblast cells which are forming the chondrocytes. Now, chondrocytes are dispersed in the matrix and occur in a fluid-filled space which is called lacunae. The fluid-filled space is called lacunae. Each lacunae is containing 2 to 4 chondrocytes. Each chondrocyte is a large angular cell with distinct nucleus. The matrix lacks the blood vessels. Now bone. Bone is a supportive and protective tissue. The matrix is solid. So the main difference between cartilage and bone is where the matrix was mostly semi-solid, here it is solid. And here it is calcified. Calcium salts are present in bone. 70% salts of calcium and phosphate are present. Hydroxyapatite, 30% fibrous protein, osine is also present. Now, bone cells are osteocytes and the collagen fibers are embedded in the solid matrix in case of bone. Now, if you see the structure of the bone, each bone is enclosed in a layer of white fibrous connective tissue and it is called periosteum. Now, matrix is arranged in concentric circles. If you see the structure of the bone, you can see the concentric circles and that is called laminae. Number of osteoblast cells and osteocytes are arranged in between the lamellae in the fluid-filled space called lacuna. So, fluid-filled space is present here also and there you will find the osteocytes. Each lacuna has fine cytoplasmic processes called canaliculi which connect with the another lacuna. So that means two fluid-filled spaces are connected with the cytoplasmic processes. Osteoblasts are active bone cells while osteocysts are inactive osteoblasts. Now types of, if you see the types of bones, there are two types, compact and spongy. Compact is outside the bone, supportive tissue of the body is a part we call the skeleton. And spongy is inside the bone and strong but lightweight. So this is the difference between fluid connective tissue. Fluid connective tissue, we are having two, blood and lymph. Blood is cardiovascular system, it comes in the cardiovascular system, whereas lymph comes in lymphatic system. This is of plasma and three cells, erythrocytes, leukocytes and platelets, RBCs, WBCs and platelets. Whereas in case of lymph, you will find plasma and leukocytes. In leukocytes, lymphocytes are the one which are most abundant. And blood is red in color due to the presence of hemoglobin, which is present in the RBCs. Whereas lymph is colorless as hemoglobin is absent here. In blood, the plasma has more proteins, calcium and phosphorus, whereas in lymph, the plasma has less protein, less calcium and phosphorus. Glucose concentration is less in case of blood, whereas glucose concentration is high in lymph. Amount of carbon dioxide and other metabolic waste is normal, whereas amount of carbon dioxide and other metabolic waste is much more in case of lymph. It carries material towards and away from the tissue, therefore it acts as a vehicle, it acts as a transportation material. Whereas the lymph transfers material from blood to the body cells and body cells to the blood. Therefore, it acts as a middle, means it is between intermediary medium between the blood and the other body. Blood is called a fluid connective tissue because it develops from the mesoderm of the embryo like any other typical connective tissue, and it connects all the organ systems of the body by transporting oxygen, nutrients, hormone, etc. and removing waste from the organ. So basically blood is the material for the transportation in our body. Now if we see the composition of the blood, 55% of it is plasma and 45% is the cells. What are the cells? Elements which are red blood cells, platelets and white blood cells. Now see the functions. The plasma helps in maintaining the blood pressure and regulates body temperature. Erythrocytes, that are RBCs, they transport oxygen and carbon dioxide throughout the body, waste material. The leukocytes are the white blood cells which are army of our body. They destroy the bacteria, they produce antibodies against bacteria and viruses, and others help fight maintaining diseases, malignant diseases. Then platelets are also called thrombocytes, and platelets are there to prevent the bleeding. That means blood coagulation is because of the platelets. The loose connective tissues are there. Areolar is one of them. The dense are there. In dense regular you will find tendon and ligaments. Then there are elastic. Then there are cartilage, which is the supportive. Bone, which is the supportive. Then blood is the fluid.